Good morning. We're new around here, so I thought we'd introduce ourselves. I'm Jill.
I'm Terry.
And we're traveling around in our self-converted van, Tumbleweed.
Along with our dog, Tokai, who is a Hungarian, very spoiled Puli.
This little monster right here is our puppy dog, Tokai. He's a Hungarian Puli, and he might be the spoiledest pooch in the world. Figured out a way to use the famous blue fountains of Hungary. So we have a bucket there from the friendly Swede, a submergible pump, and then our regular water hose running into our water fill station. And we are making progress. Slowly, but we're making progress. So yay. There's where we camped last night. Looks absolutely idyllic along the river Tisza. What you can't hear, though, in this beautiful silence this morning is the rockin' Eurobeat nightclub. The nativities are out in Hungary this time of year, and it's interesting to see them all dressed up as Hungarians.
Start desk, nobody home.
Dork, nobody home. Dork, nobody home. Tokai. Good morning, everybody. I found a good buddy. He's the Nutcracker. And the Nutcracker and I are on the square in Tokai. And we have discovered that because it's December, everything is closed. This is a public art installation in the square of Tokai, and it reflects the Hungarian traditions of woodworking and also the things that are special to the town of Tokai. It's a town that's known for winemaking. They produce sweet, white dessert wine. And so you can see that a lot of these, there's a guy making a barrel, there's a guy with his grapes, there's people harvesting, sampling the wares. Here's Bacchus, enjoying the fruits of the vine. This is the winery the tourist office told us to come to, but they're closed.
We're going to walk around, hopefully go down to the wine museum, take a tour through there.
Big Advent wreaths. Tokai is a wine town, and it's known primarily for the production of a wine called Tokai Azsu. It's full-bodied, it's sweet, and it's a dessert wine. It's made from grapes that have been what they call botarized, which means attacked by a noble rot. And what the noble rot does is suck the fluid out of the grapes so that you end up with a higher concentration of sugar and a higher concentration of acidity. And that's what gives Tokai Azsu its particular taste. You can get mulled wine, melange with whipped cream, peanut butter cappuccino, and a Snow White, whatever that is, and a Christmas latte. We found a place to hang out and warm up and enjoy a good cup of coffee. I scored a snowball, which is a hazelnut cookie, and a macchiato caldo, and Terry over here scored himself some cherry pie.
Not sure I can get in this thing.
Urge? To start your generator, step on the gas. Use the steering wheel to keep your direction. Oh, how much fun. Here we are in the Cinquecento, driving through the wine region of Tokai. We're driving along, dude. Steer! Ah, you go really fast. Wow. You go very fast. Are you having fun driving?
No.
Too much work. Ooh, we're crashing. Ah. Hi, Terry. You gonna get out of there, or are you stuck for days?
I'm stuck for years. What are you talking about?
How much fun? What do you think? Did you have fun doing that?
It was a terrifying experience.
I thought it was really great. How much fun? How inventive? Tokai is a fairly small town, but it's been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 2002 for the wine. But the wine is much older than the UNESCO designation.
Hello, world. So, here we are in a restaurant in Tokai, Hungary.
Winestone
Rhinestone
restaurant.
restaurant.
And looking very trendy.
It is. See that.
What did you order?
Some kind of pork, but a little bit different than what you brought.
I got spicy pork tenderloin with, I want to say mashed potatoes, but I don't really remember what mine came with.
I got barrel.
Truffle potatoes.
Truffle.
That's what mine came with.
I got barrel potatoes, which are larger oven roasted potatoes. And we each got a glass of wine that was recommended with each specific plate. So
Mhm.
Jill got one thing and I got another.
I got a ferment, a dry Tokai-like wine. Good morning. Good afternoon. We are standing in front of the giant wine bottle in Tokai, and we have just sort of done, so to speak, the town. Unfortunately, on a Friday in December, none of the cellars seem to be open, so we can't go smell noble rot mold.
Right. And we just finished lunch, and for me, it wasn't great.
Yeah, he's gonna give it what we call an NRV, no return visit. Although, technically would probably never return anyway, but no return visit. But we did get a good wander around. We saw the International Wine Museum, which I would highly recommend. It's informative and fun. They've got a sense of humor about it. And just, an interesting wine museum. Worth your time. Learn.
But I have to say, I enjoyed our walk around. I enjoyed just meandering through the place.
Yeah. They're doing a lot of work now. This is, but when they're done, it's going to be really nice. Really, really nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of major work going on a lot of the buildings
Mm-hmm.
and the
Buildings
streets
and
sidewalks and
Porticos, everything. It's just, really a major undertaking. But I think when they're done, it'll be really nice.
Yep.
It's a charming little town anyway. The wine cellar was open on Saturday, so Stefan was nice enough to let us go and take a wander around. What you doing here?
Going to the wine cellar.
Excellent, let's go. I've been through countless wine cellars, but even that, I still enjoy a chance to poke around and take a look and see what's in these cellars. One of the things that sets Tokai wine apart is that it's been botarized, attacked by this noble mold called noble rot. And the smell of that mold is the overwhelming sensation here. Wow, that's a big tasting room. Well, we're here in a cellar in Tokai, Hungary. And we went through this cellar ages ago on our, I want to say, I don't know, our first trip to Hungary, maybe 1999, 1998, not sure. Anyway, about the only thing I remember is this ginormous tasting room. And Terry, what do you remember?
Like a lot of things, barrels. I remember barrels. That's all, and very sweet wine.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that's what I remember.
I do remember the sweet wine, yeah, which is obviously what they're famous for. This is what they call a library, where patrons and the winery itself can store their wines. Oh, there's somebody drank all the wine. These, they're empty. Let's go see what's over here. This reminds me of one of our wine tours in Gattinara in the Piedmont, and we saw a guy crawling out of this very hole, and the person joked that they lost one person a harvest. So we headed back upstairs, and Stefan was nice enough to let us taste some of his wines. Okay, we have a Tokai Levelű, which he just told us comes from, it's the name of the company, but it also comes from the linden tree. Traditionally, they say the shape of the grapevine leaf is the same as linden tree, but Esteban doesn't think so. And then we have
Kövérszőlő.
a cuvée.
Kövérszőlő, it's easy to translate because kövér means fat, szőlő means grape, fat grape.
Fat grape.
That's actually where the name comes from because the grape berries can be 2 times, 3 times bigger compared to furmint or hárslevelű grape berries, and that's where the name comes from. Really big, fleshy grape berries.
What time is harvest in Tokai?
Usually we start the harvest in the middle of August. It depends on the microclimate with the beach as well. But usually middle of August, and we usually finish middle of October, early November. Depends on the weather, of course.
And the grapes just botterize naturally. They just get the noble rot
That's
naturally.
usually first days of October, maybe in the second half of September, but exactly botrytis shows up, and it's going to attack the grapes, and the berries are going to start shrinking, and that's why the sugar level and the acidity level is going to concentrate.
Go quiet, yeah. What's humid, so.
Like if you taste after the kövérszőlő, if you taste the sweet samarodni, this is already botrytized. This is the entry level Azsu wine.
That was an interesting tasting of wines we don't get a chance to taste very much. They're never going to be my favorite, but again, it's nice to get the opportunity to taste them. Now we're heading up through this amazing stork village to the vineyards of Tokai.
Nobody's home at any of them, Terry.
It'll be fun when they come back. They bring the sunshine. These are the vineyards of the Tokai region in Hungary. They grow a lot of varieties here, both international and indigenous, but the things that they make the famous Tokai Azsu with are predominantly ferment, the Hortobagy, and also a yellow muscat. We arrived at the area with the wine cellars, and they're built into the hillsides with just a little pointy door that you can enter. We got to talking with one of the guys running one of the cellars. I think he was a little lonely and hadn't had very many customers, but he was interesting. He told us the cellars stay about 50 degrees year-round, and surprisingly, they're deep. You walk from the door, you walk down quite a distance to get to the cellar itself. Both sides of this valley are lined with these cellars. And the kid we were talking to told us that they're predominantly family cellars. And they're used, obviously, to store and age the wine. But they also use them for sausages and cheeses. And some of them, they just use them as an event space. A place, he said that had recently had a birthday, and they celebrated the birthday in one of the cellars. It'd be a long walk out if you'd had a bit too much wine here. You'll often hear these referred to as the Shire or the Hobbit cellars, but the young Hungarian man we were talking to told us that the locals really don't like that because that's not their culture. This is a fundamental aspect of their culture. They're proud of it, and they don't want it referred to as Middle Earth.
And there we have a mistletoe tree.
You may have noticed that our dog, Tokai, and the wine region, Tokai, seem to share a name. That's because Tokai, the dog, is a Puli, and that is a Hungarian breed. And also, he lives in Friuli, which also used to produce a wine called Tokai. Tokai, Hungary, and Friuli, Italy, went to the European Union to dispute the rights to use that name. And turns out, Hungary won. So as an homage to the Friuli wine, formerly known as Tokai, and the Hungarian wine, known as Tokai, we named our Hungarian Puli Tokai. It makes a lot of sense that Hungary won in the dispute over the naming rights because Tokai, the wine, has a really long history. It was known as the King of Wines and the Wine of Kings, and appeared on the banquet tables of royalty. Done with the wine region, we headed south to the Hortobagy National Park, and we stopped at a famous inn that had traditional music, textiles, and Hungarian food. And traditional Hungarian music.
Good morning. Well, today we find ourselves in Hortobagy in Hungary, and our theme of cold, wet, foggy days continues. And also our theme of, well, you're here, but everything is closed, is also ongoing. Ages ago, one of our first trips to Hungary, we went to almost like a Wild West show here. It's Hortobagy National Park, and it's on an area of Hungary called the Pashtu or the Pushta, something along those lines. It means essentially Great Plains, and they had what could be confused for a Wild West show. Not really, but Hungarian style, right? So there's the name of Hortobagy. You figure out how you want to pronounce it. I have no idea. And Pushtai, that's the land, the name of the land.
Hortobagy National Park is also preserved as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for two things mainly: for the long history of pastoralism and the bird sanctuaries as birds fly south for the winter.
There's the famous inn where we ate yesterday, and I would give it an NRB. And here we have Hungarians, not actual real ones, dressed up to withstand the extremes of the weather. And they're carrying their famous black powder. There's a shepherd coat. He's fetching water or something, although I doubt that. And then she's getting water. There's the little Puli in the well. What you doing in there, Puli dog?
Hortobagy is one of the largest natural grasslands in Europe, and as such, it's an important breeding ground and home for lots of species and birds, and also an important stop on their migrations north and south.
There's Tumbleweed.
Good morning. Here we are in Hortobagy National Park. It's kind of a mix of wetlands and horses.
High Plains.
Come on up. It's very breezy up there.
Yeah, well, that's a real invitation. Come up and freeze.
Hortobagy is also known for a special breed of cow, the Hungarian Grey. It's a special breed that is adapted to the steppes. It has horns like a longhorn and a pale gray coat.
But here's your classic Hungarian spa town. I won't even make a stab at pronouncing it. And here's why. Hajduszobozlo. This is why I cannot say it. Here's what I came to see. A bell house.
These bells are unique. Unlike many bells, which are usually cast of bronze, these are cast of aluminum, and they have long, thin slits down the sides, which gives them an interesting sound and interesting harmonic resonance. The artist, Edith Oberzil, and her husband, Tibor Ginny, donated these bells to her hometown. Part of the roof above it is rainbow-colored, and the 4 pillars of the building represent the 4 seasons and the 4 cardinal directions. The carved trees, which remind me of totems, represent Hungarian folklore.
Here we are at the old deserted border crossing. Nobody's home, just like the storks.
If you are enjoying following along on our journeys, please like, subscribe, and comment below. And join us next time as we explore the Maramureş region of Romania.